All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting into adding and subtracting rational expressions. And so a little review over how to add fractions. Now, this is a 12 as a denominator, and that's a 12 as a denominator there as well. So we can add these. It's perfect. So 5 plus 12 is 14. And then 12 stays. If that's the denominator and that's the denominator, it stays. It doesn't. You don't add those, okay? Now, at this point, I would put a box around, and I did, but you can simplify it. They're both divisible by 2. So I get 7/6. Always check to see if you can simplify afterwards. Now, next up, we have same denominator. So we're good. So 13 minus 5, let's do 13 minus 5. That's going to be 8, I believe. Yeah. And then the 4 stays. And 8 divided by 4, you could simplify that down to 2 over 1, or you could just say 2. All right. So as your warm-up, here we go. These have the same denominator. We're going to do everything we can. We're going to add first, and then we're going to try and simplify if we can. So, with addition, since they have the same denominator, I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite 12mn right here. And then up top, I'm going to put here, this right here, so m plus 2n plus, that's where that came from. And then here's the next one, m minus 4n. Now that we have that done, now we have to combine like terms. So let me change my color here. M plus m is 2m. 2n minus 4n is minus 2n. That's all over 12mn. You might think we're done. We're not. Because up top, ladies and gentlemen, they both have a 2 in common. So this the bottom's going to stay 12mn. The top we're going to take out a 2. When we factor out a 2, greatest common factor, we're left with m minus n. Now, best news here is that that's a 2 and that's a 12. Those are both divisible by 2. So when I divide that by 2, it goes away, and I'm left with m minus n on top. This is all over. If I divide that by 2, it turns into a 6. 6mn. Now, up top, these are being subtracted. On bottom, that's one term right there being multiplied. So, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot, and I do mean this, we cannot simplify any further. So that is our final simplified solution right there. All good things. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you the next one as well because it's important to know. Same denominator, so 12xy stays there. Up top, I would have, that's a terrible looking fraction bar there. X minus 2y from this denominator plus 4. Now, the weird part about this, ladies and gentlemen, is none of these are like terms. So you can't simplify anything. You can't divide anything because these are all being added or subtracted up top. So that's it. That's your answer. When you have a chance, make sure the x comes before y. All right, and the constants always come last. So that's the order that we'll be looking for there. Now, which one of these two should I do? How about... Yeah, I'll do number 4. I'll try out number 4. So, the denominator is 6xy squared. No problem there. Up top, I have x plus 2y plus x plus y. So, now I'm going to combine like terms. X plus x is 2x. 2y plus y is plus 3y. This is all over 6xy squared. Now, yes, 6 is divisible by both 2 and 3, but since these are being added right here, we can't do anything else. All right? If I had 2x times 3y all divided by 6xy squared, that would be a problem we could simplify. But we can't because of this addition symbol right here. So this is all we can do. It's done. I know, hard to believe. All right, next up, what should I do? Maybe 5. Let me try 5. So, I have 16. I'm going to put xy instead of yx because I like that better. And then up top, we have x minus 2y, and then we're going to add x minus 4y to it. So we're still adding those. So x plus x is 2x. Negative 2y minus 4y is negative 6y. And on bottom, I have 16xy. Now, since all those numbers are even, now we can factor something out of the top. I can take a 2 out. 2, and I'm left with x minus 3y. And that's all over 16xy. that means that this and this are both divisible by 2. So my numerator is x minus 3y, because that turns into a 1, goes away. Now if I divide this by 2, I get 8. So 8xy is the denominator. Well, and that takes care of addition. Now when we get into subtraction, you have to remember, we're subtracting the entire thing over here. So this is a minus 2b minus this whole thing. So we will need parentheses. You might need to write down that extra step. So same denominator. So these should be relatively easy, or easier. So 9a squared will be the denominator. This is a minus 2b. And I subtract a minus b. Now I'm showing this step. You might need to skip it, or might be able to skip this step, but not many people can in this first one. So if you're copying this down, ladies and gentlemen, write this step down. Now I have a minus 2b, and I have to distribute the negative here because that's what you do when you subtract. So minus a, and then plus b, because a negative times a negative is a positive. That's still all over 9a squared. So now I'm going to combine like terms. What is a minus a? Well, the a's go away. All right, they're gone. So now all I have to do is I have negative 2b plus b, that's negative b. So negative b over 9a squared. No a's on both top and bottom, no b's on both top and bottom. Nothing else to do but put a box around it. We're done. Now number 8, I'm going to change my color just to liven it up a little bit. I have another subtraction problem. 16x to the third is still the denominator, all right? So I'm going to write 3x minus 2y, because that's what this numerator is, and we're subtracting this whole thing. It's important, because now we have to distribute the negative over here. So what we really have up top is our numerator, and I'll go ahead and rewrite 16x to the third. We have 3x minus 2y, but then we have minus x and plus 4y because of the distribution of the negative sign, or the subtraction sign. So 3x minus x is 2x. Negative 2y plus 4y is a positive 2y. And that's all over 16x to the third. Now, that top has 2's in it. 2 2's. So we can factor that out. When you do, you're left with x plus y. The denominator is 16x to the third. These are both divisible by 2. When you do that, we're left with just x plus y on top. The denominator is going to be 8x to the third. And don't forget, since these are being added, we can't do anything with the x's. That's it. All right, which of these two? Bigger numbers on number 10, so let's go ahead and do that one. Why not? So, same denominator. So I'm going to put the 8m squared n right here. I have 2m minus 4n, but now I have to subtract this whole thing. So 2m minus 4n, and then I distribute minus m plus n. It's all over 8m squared n. So now up top, I'm going to combine like terms. 2m minus m is just 1m. 4n, negative 4n plus n is negative 3n. And that's all over 8m squared n. Can't do anything because there's subtraction up top. That's my answer. One more problem. Let's do number 11. This one's going to be more fun, I believe, because there's going to be some more no, there's not. Anyway, it's going to be silly. So anyway, I have 6x to the third here. Now, since we're only subtracting one term here, it's just 3 minus 4x up top. So I'm going to rewrite that in descending order. So negative 4x plus 3 over 6x to the third. They don't simplify at all. That's it. Thank you very much.